Sunday afternoon baseball, and the rain, it went away, and we're finally going to be underway here at Illinois Field, where the Illinois Fighting Illini take on the Maryland Terrapins in Game 3 of this Big Ten series on Big Ten Plus. Welcome into the booth. I'm Andrew Burkey. He's John Locke, and we have a good one today. Yesterday was a long day of baseball for both teams. The first game was at 9 a.m., the second game at 7 p.m., and it was all Illinois in both of those.
Yeah,
fouled off against the Maryland dugout. Jennings has reached twice today. One with a hard hit single, another with a walk. He had the highlight of the weekend with that Little League homer that we mentioned multiple times. That's probably one he's going to think about for a long time. 0-2, that one clobbered. Deep right field. Ball game. Illinois gets the sweep over Maryland. And they're going to win this one 11-0 thanks to Colin Jennings' bat.
Continue to take a big lead and dare him to throw over.
That one clobbered, dominated, and gone. LaChance hits the homer to put Illinois up 7-1.
Oh my goodness, well on a night like this, Andrew.
Like you said, a no-doubter into that Saturday night dark sky. That's all the way in the parking lot. And Illinois starting to pile it up here against the Terrapins as Jack Seabig is up, and more movement in that Maryland bullpen, as you'd like to think that Melendez has done all he can in that relief role today.
Yeah.
I think Chris Hakopian was probably hoping for a little bit more pushing outwards. Obviously, Illinois Field, one of the windiest fields in the Big Ten. LaChance hard hit ball. That one's going to be fair. That's going into the left field. Chialoi's thinking three. They're going to send him home. LaChance is at second base. The throw coming in, and Chialoi is going to safely reach home. Illinois up 1-0.
Ninth extra base hit of the series for Illinois, and here we are in the first inning of Game 3. And Illinois has gotten off to hot starts and not let off the gas, and they do the same thing here to start Game 3 of this series.
They scored 5 runs in the first inning yesterday. They already have 1 here today. And LaChance continues his big weekend. That brings up Colin Jennings. He had a Little League home run yesterday. One of the highlights of the big 15-3 win. And swings at the first pitch, strike one.
Good off speed there, looked like a changeup. A lot of times you'll see pitchers go when they're facing the opposite hand. That's a big time weapon they've got, is to use that changeup, and he definitely pulled the string on Jennings right there.
And you just saw Chialoi come in safely, showing off his speed. He's going to swing at the second pitch, so 2 quick strikes there for the young right-hander.
Yeah, that changeup is really causing problems for Jennings in the box. So this is one of those 0-2 counts. Maybe you just throw a fastball out of the zone away just to show him a different speed and then go back to that changeup. Doesn't look like he's seeing it very well.
And Jennings went 2 for 5 yesterday with 2 runs. Swing, chopper over to second. He's going to be out at first, try to run it out, but does his job of advancing the runner. LaChance is now at third base. Welcome back here to Illinois Field. Andrew Burkey alongside George Corey, and what's been all Illinois. They're up 6-0. Schmidt, the pitchers, look dominant, and Purdue's just going to have to try to find a way to claw back in. And the first to do it's going to be Logan Sutter, who Colin Jennings robbed of a homer his first time up.
It's a big series here for Schmidt as he faces the heart of the order for Purdue. He's only had 35 pitches through the first 3 innings, and now always after a big inning, you want to find your groove as quick as possible and deny the opponent any sort of hope. It's always imperative that you get that first batter, maybe those first 2 batters with where we are in the Boiler lineup. Schmidt so far going exclusively outside against Sutter.
As Sutter leads the Big Ten in doubles, ranks 4th nationally in doubles as well. He's also on the verge of becoming the first Boilermaker with 20 doubles in one season since 2012, so he's an extra base hit machine. And that was almost on display in the first inning. We just touched on Jennings jumping up his 5-run swing he had by himself.
Robbing him of a 2-run bomb in the first, and then knocking a no-doubter 2-run homer out in the bottom half of that frame, and then the double in the third.
Full count here. That one is up and in. So they're going to have a leadoff walk for Logan Sutter. Good disciplined at-bat there, George.
Good discipline, yes, indeed. You're getting a little worried there if you were Tyler Schmidt, because Sutter loves to attack exclusively downstairs. So Schmidt continuing to go down and out against Sutter. Sutter almost bit there for what would have been an impressive strike 3 call. But good discipline right there, and Schmidt misses with the fastball for ball 4.
It's Schmidt's first walk of the evening. Schroeder picks that one up off the dirt and keeps an eye on Sutter over there on first base.
Richmond, a very similar hitter, too, to Sutter. Good patience on the off-speed pitches. But again, his bread and butter is anything over the middle of the plate, high or low. He can get the barrel on it, right on cue.
That one flicked over to Z-Big. Quagliano trying to make the play. Can't do it, but it will keep Richmond over on first. And he's out! Heads up play by the Fighting Illini. They said he turned trying to go to second base, and there's that Dan Hartlib defense for out number 2. Let's take one more look at it.
Richmond did not turn out. Ooh.
Couple steps there at the end.
We have our eyes on Goff. This is certainly, if I'm Greg Goff, I'm at least having a discussion right now about what, because Richmond did just go right down that line. Illinois did catch a break with the fact that the ball went off his leg and it didn't roll all the way toward the pole. If I'm Greg Goff, I'm at least, maybe over the break going to talk things over with first base umpire Jim Shalley. Talk me through that.
A little too late to review. Of course, now coaches get 2 challenges. That one is popped up as Houston Russell at the plate with 2 outs. And George, you talked about the amount of pitches Schmidt's had, only 45, and that double play right there helps out. They did everything they can defensively. They were feeling it. They love the long ball here at Illinois Field. We didn't get one until the very last pitch of today. But I think the one thing that stands out to me is the aggressive base running really struggled for Maryland. They couldn't stay comfortable with it, but it benefited Illinois. And they did everything they could on the base paths. Yeah. And it's just that Dan Hartlib all-around led squad.
Yeah, we talk about that. You just put pressure on them, and you could feel the Maryland pitchers sort of clench under that. I got to hold this guy, and I got to make a quality pitch. And you say you just keep leaning on them, and eventually they'll fall over. And Colin Jennings gets a hanging breaking ball and absolutely hammers it to end this one.
Illinois will go to Illinois State on Tuesday the 8th to finish the home-and-home series that spans 2 weeks, and then they welcome in the Indiana Hoosiers next week. It's going to be Delaware on Wednesday for Maryland, and then they have the Oregon Ducks making the cross-country trip. But we're going to talk to the man that just hit the walk-off home run. Ella Peterson, take it away.